So I was sent this laptop cooler in exchange for a review, and no money has changed hands. Now this laptop cooler is by a company called Llano or Llano. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it is L-L-A-N-O. Let me get that box out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to just jump straight into my conclusion for this review. Me personally, I think this laptop cooler is absolutely terrible. Now let me show you why I think it's terrible. I'm just going to switch it on so you can hear exactly how loud it is when it is doing its cooling. Now just remember, I've got my microphone positioned here, which means that this microphone is a lot closer to my voice or my mouth than what it is to the cooler. So as I switch it on and do stuff, I'm going to talk, but just remember, I am closer to the microphone than what the cooler is. So I'll just switch this on. Okay, right, so right now this cooler is on its lowest setting, which it says is 300. I'm assuming that's 300 RPM or revs per minute. Okay, now at that level you could probably live with that being at your desk. It still is too noisy for me for its quietest setting. However, check this out. I'll step up quite a bit here. Hold on. Right, so, well, actually not quite a bit, that's just 500. So I've just gone from 300 to 500, and this is like, you know, how noisy it is at 500. Now let me step up a bit more. Okay, I've jumped up a few steps there, so I've now gone to 800. So this is 800, like I said, I think it's 800 RPM, but nonetheless it is 800 on the dial, and you can hear exactly how loud that is now against my voice. Now let me just jump up to 1,000. Okay. That is now on 1,000, and as you can hear, that's got louder again. Once again, you have to remember where the position of this microphone is. It is a lot closer to my voice than what it is to the actual cooler, so I'm being picked up a lot louder than what the cooler is. Now, let me just step up a fair bit here. Okay, that's 1,500. Okay, now sorry, 1,600. So that's probably, I think, just over halfway as far as how effective it can be, or basically how loud it can be. So that's 1,600. You can definitely hear the difference between its loudness against my voice with that microphone up there. Now let me step up more. Okay, that is now on 2,000. So once again, this is just to give you an idea of, you know, the relevant, like, you know, loudness of this thing against my voice with this microphone. Now let me just jump right up here. Okay, so that's now 2,800. Now this is its maximum cooling, but also it's going to be its maximum loudness, which as far as I'm concerned is just far too loud for anything that sits at your tabletop. In fact, most of those settings are far too loud for something which is going to be sitting about a foot or a foot and a half away from you, because let's face it, your laptop is going to be right in front of you at a table. Do you really want to be hearing all that noise whilst you're using your laptop? Okay, so just another quick test here, and what I've done is to move the microphone closer to the cooler. Now this is a cardioid microphone, which means that it does pick up better in front of it, and of course with my voice now coming from the side of the microphone, I'm being picked up less by the microphone. However, this is just to be fair and thorough, because don't forget, when the microphone was up here, I was a lot closer to it, so it was a bit unfair against my voice to be closer to the microphone with the cooler being further away. But now that the microphone is closer to the cooler, this will give us an even better idea of just how loud the cooler is. So once again, I will step through a few of the settings. So let me switch it on. Okay, so right now that is on 300. I'll just jump up quite considerably in steps here, because obviously I think we'll have an idea of exactly what's going on. So that is now 300. That is now stepped up to 800. So once again, 800, I think it's revs per minute. So that's what it sounds like, and against my voice in this position here. That's now on 1,300. And what you have to remember here is that 1,300 isn't even halfway either. So, you know, at halfway, and most people are probably going to be wanting to set their cooler closer to maximum to get like maximum cooling, but this isn't even halfway. So as to whether or not this is even going to be effective for cooling, I don't know. It's very effective as a noise making machine, but maybe not necessarily as a cooler, I don't know. Hold on. Okay, that is now on 2000, so just to be clear, 2000, I think, RPM. And once again, this is going to give you an idea of just exactly what the level of that is like compared to the level of my voice with the microphone positioned more favorably to pick up the cooler. Now, let me just go to full. Okay, so that's now on 2,800. There may not have been such a huge jump between 2,000 to 2,800 there, either in cooling ability or in noise. So that jump from 2,000 to 2,800, maybe as a cooler it's not that effective either. I don't know, because to be honest, having heard all the noise coming out of it, I would never use it as a cooler anyways. Now, there are other attributes about this cooler, such as it has got RGB and it has a USB hub built into it. However, those things, as far as I'm concerned, just become completely defunct, in my opinion, because the cooler is so bad at its primary function, and that is to cool. Because the thing is, it's all well and good having something that cools, but you don't want to do it with that amount of noise. It is absolutely ridiculous. And as I was saying during the testing, you know, if you've got something like this sitting in front of you and it's literally only going to be about a foot and a half away from you, and let's just say you're trying to concentrate on, say, doing design work, I don't know, you could be in like Photoshop or Illustrator or something like that. All you want something like this to do is to be cooling your computer. That kind of noise that it's making is definitely going to put you off stuff. I've even had headphones on and done stuff on this, and the thing is, when you get to those higher settings, which inevitably you will have to do to get the best cooling out of any cooler, it was far too loud even with headphones on. So like I say, any other attributes of this cooler, as far as I'm concerned, are completely defunct, because its primary function, it is far too, like, you know, look, it's just far too loud. It's as simple as that. Anyways, two last things here. I will list the model number of this cooler in the video description below. I just can't remember it off the top of my head because it's quite a long model number. Now, I'll only put that there so people know what this one is in case they want to avoid it as well. Now, the same company might make better coolers than this one. I don't know. It's just this one that I'm reviewing today. And like I've already said, it's not something that I would recommend. And the second thing is, for any manufacturers out there thinking about sending me anything to review, just remember, I will always do an honest review. And if I find something within your product that I personally don't like, I will mention that. And if I believe that it is something that will impact other people, I will most certainly enforce my opinion upon that as well. Anyways, I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.